Okay, folks, welcome back to another fantastic edition of Opali Presents Know Your Pros. And today's guest, we have Daniel Montiel of Redline Towing here in Oxnard, California. They are Ventura County's choice for 24-hour towing and roadside assistance. And this isn't just any old towing business that you might find here in Ventura County. This one is family owned and operated, a reputable, prideful, clean, efficient business that Daniel and his wife Esmeralda run. Daniel, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show today, my man.
Henry, how you doing? Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate the opportunity.
Daniel, of course, dude. When I ask people to be on this show, I was describing to you before we shot that I'm not just looking for any old Joe, contractor or any old Joe business owner to jump on here and be a part of our network at Know Your Pros. I want real, good, solid, reputable businesses that I would be comfortable with passing over to my friends or to my family. I can say, hey, any of these businesses we have here on Know Your Pros, I want to be able to show them that they're worth their salt. And that's the impression that I got from you, your wife Esmeralda, and your two daughters when you walked into my networking meeting on Thursday morning. And I thought, man, perfect fit. So, with how well you put yourselves out there, how was it? Why was it that you decided to start this towing business in the first place? Can you kind of tell us that story here, real quick?
Well, Henry, first of all, it was a pleasure meeting you the other day at the network meeting, and it was very pleasant to and welcoming from you guys to have us there. And you know, those words were very complimentary. So thank you very much. We try, and our focus, our goal is to provide the best service, right? And I think that was one of the main drivers of starting this business because we like to help, we like to provide that good service to people, and we felt that uh, towing service and roadside assistance needed some of that help, needed some of that extra care and providing service with care because half the time you ask any customer and they're expecting either somebody with a bad attitude, somebody that maybe not having a good day, somebody that that's going to show up and not quite the image that they're would like to have of somebody helping them. And so we wanted to kind of change that and get to where the customer felt good, felt like a good longtime friend, calling for help and getting assistance from. So, aside from that, been in the towing industry for a good 18 to 20 years, and so finally just decided that in 2019 we're going to start Redline Towing, and so based out of Ventura County. We more to pinpoint it better, out of Oxnard, we service throughout Ventura County and the surrounding areas.
So, like, that jump into becoming a business owner from like working in the towing industry for as long as you did had to have been difficult. I guess rather than ask you why get into towing, because that answer seems pretty obvious here, but instead I want to ask you why, um, like, why did you think that you could do it better than these other businesses? Was there like a flashpoint moment where you were just like, man, this makes a lot of sense to go out and start this thing and make my own brand out of it? What was that moment for you? Was it when you were out working, or when was it?
You know, I, I try to be always a friendly person, try to help people, and it's very rewarding to me, to be able to go out and help somebody. And when I was doing the towing back in the early 2000s, you know, uh, the customers, the feedback from the customers from the other company that I used to work for a long time ago, the feedback was great. It was great, and my supervisor loved it, and so I always kept that. I always kept that, and it meant a lot because anytime the customer goes out of their way and takes the time to provide good feedback and express how they felt about the experience with that certain tow operator, that suddenly just was the one that got the call. That's the best compliment a service provider can get.
It's like it's not often that you hear people, speak kindly about tow truck drivers, right? It's sort of just like, okay, we're here to get a job done, get my vehicle from point A to point B. And that's really it, right? You're not expecting service with a smile. You're expecting for a service to just occur, right? But you're kind of
Right.
turning it on its head, which is really cool. And it's very apparent, like with how prideful you guys are about your business. If you just take a quick look at the Instagram, right? I'm looking at the, Roadside Express Ford Transit vehicle that you guys have, where you guys offer tire changes, assistance with lockouts, you've got fuel delivery and jump starts. You guys are like, your local version of AAA and service with a smile. But, we're not just talking about those little roadside emergencies, right? Not just the average Joe having a bad day, but you offer services for like body shops, for folks who might be doing heavy equipment rentals and need to get those big trucks or vehicles to that job site. Then there's also like the classic car enthusiast, right? Who might want to have his baby, taken from a garage to the restoration shop without having that 67, Corvette touch the pavement.
Right.
You guys take very, very good care of everything you guys do. So that's a little bit of like lead into that third question, which is, hey, why is it that somebody should call Redline Towing over that other towing business, AAA, or really any of your other competitors out there? What's your answer to that, Daniel?
Well, excuse me. We focus on the service, right? The excellent service, that experience of the customer when from the moment we take their call, we answer with the positive tone, and we're ready to help. The call gets dispatched, and there's communication throughout the whole time, up until the time that the call gets completed. And we offer fast, reliable tow service, roadside assistance. You mentioned the roadside express unit, right? And so that was another way for us to kind of provide a better service and pinpoint, an area to be able to attend faster and focus on those services so that our tow truck can focus on the towing of the vehicle. So, not that the towing could not provide those same services, right? But we make sure that we build a relationship with our customers. We want to gain their trust, maintain that trust, and because once you gain the customer's trust, they refer you to their friends, to their family, and again, that to us, that's another big compliment. When a repeat customer says, I'm referring you to my family, I'm referring you to all my friends, and that's big for us, right? That means that they're already putting trust in you because of the service you provided.
Yeah, I mean, just in talking to you and talking to your wife and talking to your two daughters, you brought the whole Redline crew to meet with my local network on Thursday morning, and everybody was so darn nice. And as a guy who makes a lot of phone calls every single day, I deal with some people who pick up that phone who are really nice, and then a majority of them are not so nice, or they're having a bad day. And I get the impression That's never what you get when you make a phone call to Redline Towing over there in Oxnard. And that
Exactly.
number, yeah. I know you guys are over at 805-794-6006. I know you've got that Instagram on point, but before we kind of wrap this up here, Daniel, can you tell folks, if they're in trouble or if they need a towing vendor here in Ventura County, how can they get in touch with you? What's the procedure here?
Well, they can follow us, like you said, on Instagram, social media, Instagram, Facebook. We're under Redline Towing, on Redline_towing, and once you see the red truck, you'll definitely recognize our social media platforms and everything, how to get a hold of us. Our office number, 805-794-6006, which is a 24/7 ready to help, phone number that you're going to get the answer from a person like myself or one of the dispatchers, that's going to be willing to help you and provide you with that service with care.
Love it. Love it. Folks, that's Daniel Montiel, the owner of Redline Towing there in Oxnard, California, Ventura County's choice for 24-hour roadside service and towing. Daniel, it has been a pleasure to have you today on Know Your Pros.
Likewise. Likewise.